Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do an update, a tarot reading for NCT 127 Johnny Su. Because actually it's been a while since I read for him. I don't remember. I believe I pulled cards for him during the Aquarius season, but I was reading the news the other day that he had he hurt himself, like he had an injury, and that he's in hiatus, like he stopped his activities. Usually I don't like to read for people that are in hiatus, but I wanted to do this so we can get a bit of an update about how he's doing or how he's feeling and what he has available. Because it's been a while since I read for him. I usually read for the group. So if you are a fan of him, I hope that you also are interested in this. Yeah. So let's start with the reading. He got the Ace of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Ace of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Tower. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Moon in Gemini, Adaptability. So yeah, but basically, is this Oracle very much sums up the whole reading, in the sense that it's like, okay, guy, you have to adapt. You have to adapt to the situation, to your recovery, to whatever comes up, you know. And it's very interesting because I believe Johnny is a moon in Gemini. So it it's very interesting that he got this displacement, the card of displacement. So definitely he has to be patient with himself and also be very very intelligent in this process to make intelligent decisions. So starting with the Ace of Pentacles and Page of Rods, or Page of Wands, um, I definitely sense um, that he was definitely like ready and working for something that he was very passionate about. Um, that actually it would grant him a lot of success, a lot of popularity, and possibly, a lot of opportunities to gain more money or to gain a certain level of success individually. So it's a shame because he was very excited. He was very excited, but I think that in this excitement, um, there was also a lot of rush, because the Page of Wands is usually the energy of someone that it's, I wouldn't say like it's an amateur, but it's someone that has like this very teenage kind of attitude that gets really like excited and it's like, okay, let's do this, like I have this vision, like, gets very hyperactive or gets very energetic and very impulsive. So there's something of that, probably his energy, if he had this injury, if it was a sort of accident, it sort of shows that it had to do that maybe it caught him off guard because he was very concentrated on these projects. So it was like he wasn't looking at anything around him except this project. So there's this sense of like he was too fixated on this, or he was too excited, or he was like too much like considering it, that he was a bit absent of what's going on around him. So this can actually make you being a bit reckless, when it comes to making decisions, or probably you cannot control your body, or you are a bit clumsy because you are distracted. You are not that present in reality. You're just focused on your goal, on your objective, and on gaining something out of this. So definitely I think that the first cards showed me that his energy was pretty much concentrated on this, and that he had been, yes, feeling very passionate, very motivated, but possibly like there was something about his energy feeling a bit rushed, very much like um, too much, too high up there. I don't know how, and it's very interesting because I don't see Johnny as someone that is like too excited, but I sense that there was this sort of need to rush things or to um, a sort of impulsivity to get this, and also probably if he had another activities, wanting to do them fast, so he could make time pass faster, so definitely also this shows, if we want to see it from a perspective of a page of wands, it shows that he had a sort of ambition. So it has to do that probably for him these opportunities don't come very often, so this is why for him this is what was important. um, and honestly, here with the Ace of Cups, I think that he's resting very well. He definitely is like the Ace of Cups is like a sort of process where it's not so much about you um, like thinking about money or thinking about work. It's more about emotions. It's as if his heart chakra is slowly opening up. I think that Johnny could potentially like reclude himself or hide from feeling with when he gets too much in his mind about his career. It seems like probably there was something about his feelings that was a bit like covered, like um, even ignored a bit. Him trying to fight his emotions, not to feel so much. And here with the Ace of Cups in the middle is like this sort of like unfortunate event, that somehow is like forcing him to stop and reflect on a lot of things and recover and focus on himself, is also like touching a bit of his sensitivity. He probably is very emotional right now. He's like feeling very, very much like too much in his feelings, and he's like, wow, I didn't know I had all this inside of me, or I didn't know that I had this all bottled up. Um, Definitely he has people that love him. Johnny is not alone. Like he has unconditional love, not only from the fans but also from people. It's just that I think that for Johnny it's not easy to stop, because even though he has all this love and attention available, he is thinking about his career, or maybe he's thinking about ways of making money or ways of growing in his career. So he's in this period, or probably the last 3 years, 4 years, it was all about the group. It was all about his schedules or what he had to do. So there's a bit of coldness also, like, oh, I don't have time for feelings, I have a lot of things to do. So him shielding a bit, like, um, and also I see him like him being in a rush, like sort of like, I have to get this deal now. It has to be now. It cannot be like a year from now. It has to be right now, So I don't know if there's something about him, like he's like, okay, if I don't get this now, I will never get this opportunity again, like there's a sense of him feeling very rushed, like feeling a sort of urgency. So I wonder what was that about. But yes, here with the Ace of Cups, definitely this moment is like allowing him to connect a bit more with his emotional self, with his heart. He has a lot of people like trying to comfort him, and trying to take care of him. So I hope that he takes this moment as a sort of realization that he's very loved, and that he can reciprocate that love, that he can allow himself to be taken care of, and that it's okay if someone helps you, and if someone is there, and if someone is giving you a hand. I think that he has like a lot of pride, and he's like, okay, oh, I don't need help, I can do this myself. But with the Ace of Cups, it's like, no, you're not, you are vulnerable right now, so accept it, and also probably, a bit of frustration also because of how things are happening. This is not what he wanted, so yeah. Probably he's very emotional, a mix of a lot of emotions, from anger to frustration to feeling very sad. But also, the Ace of Cups is like the opportunity to open up, the opportunity to talk about it, the opportunity to connect with feelings. Somehow I think that um, um, I think that he had been feeling a bit emotional, like even before it was his birthday, like at the beginning of the year, I sensed that, because usually the card that I get in the middle of the reading is like the energy that it rules the whole spread. So I'm like, he was coming to the realization of something emotionally. He probably was feeling very, very, very reflective, or very, um, you know, very much um, um, feeling sensitive, and a bit like, you know, like wondering, like, okay, why am I feeling like this? Somehow becoming a bit nostalgic, and deep about certain things, about human nature, and it definitely does make sense, because then we have the Seven of Swords and we have the Tower. So these two cards are heavy, in the sense that I think that we're talking about an SM artist here. So definitely it's not easy to be surrounded um, by a situation, an environment, where things um, are so volatile, and where change is happening, but also there's a lot of distraction, there's a lot of the energy feels heavy around him, and there's this sense of like, okay, I have to come up with a plan so I can get the best deal for myself. In this, I feel him like this with this Seven of Swords. This is a card that is very air sign. That he's an Aquarius with a Gemini moon. So definitely the Seven of Swords here is like he knows something. Here with the Tower, and probably with all this time to reflect on himself, and to recover, and to connect with what's important for him, he's somehow forced to stop and observe and reflect a lot of things. So he's like, you know, um, he feels like he has to um, be more. I believe that Johnny had always been strategic, but I think that now he suddenly sees that something is falling apart. So he's like, okay, I have to come up with a plan. Like I have to definitely, I have to um, I have to get this. I have to take care of myself. Like I have to avoid the mess. Avoid like the destruction of what I know, or the reality that I know. Like I have to avoid that it destroys me too. Like somehow like getting out of the way so it doesn't impact on you fully. But definitely he knows that there are some things that are changing. There are some things that are no longer the same. So he's going to be very cautious and also very cunning and very intelligent. He's going to use his intelligence to avoid, like, he's going to think about himself. And probably the whole year is going to be like this, about him like being a bit like avoiding the chaos. But definitely, I think that with the tower being the last card, um, this sort of change, this abrupt change, is something that he cannot like escape from this, and I see that he wants to escape, but it's not, because it impacts everyone. So, and this is not, about just NCT, but there are things that are moving about what he knows, you know, and thank God, because Johnny is one of the many Aquariuses that NCT has. He's a very smart guy, in the sense that he will adapt to whatever comes up. But at the same time, from now, he just wants to get away. He's like, okay, I don't want to, like, I don't want to get involved. So I'm sort of going to, sneak in here so they don't see me, and just trying to protect himself also, because probably there's a lot of drama. But yeah, with the tower here, definitely is like, you can run all you want, but the change is coming. Like somehow it's like, okay, like, he has to change, he has to set a list of priorities, especially about what makes him happy. Because this is why he has the Ace of Cups in here. It's the realization of like, okay, what makes you happy? What makes your heart beat? What is your passion? Like connect with that. Because yeah, the chaos is going to be there when you come back. So even if you're away for a few months or weeks, when you come back, it's going to wait for you there, because unfortunately, this is the situation, this is the environment. So yeah, and so he has to focus on himself and what he can do, especially after this sort of cancellation of his plans. That he has to also deal with the worries and with the frustration and with all the things that is this sort of circumstances somehow triggers in him. There's something like there is like a wake up call. Definitely he needs to be awake about what's going on with your emotional world. What are you feeling, and why are you avoiding feeling? Why are what are and also with the Seven of Swords, it's like he wants to get away. He's like always thinking about, like, he has a sort of like avoidant attachment. When he gets too close to something, he just has to go away, or he has to avoid feeling. So this is the key. Um, and also Moon in Gemini about adaptability is like, yeah, this, the card of adaptability and also the figure, it definitely it lets me know that it's very much very similar to the Seven of Swords energy. You know, it's like, okay, I run from here to here, and then I run from here and here, and you cannot get me, you cannot catch me, you know, and if you ask me to move here, I will move, and and I have to go over there, I will go. You know, it's all about being unexpected and being always on the move, just in case, so they don't catch me. You know, something like that, something about, you know, the tower is moving a lot of things, you know, there's a lot of commotion, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of drama, so, you know, he has to be smart. This is the moon in Gemini attribute, that you have to be adaptable with what you know, with your intelligence, with your knowledge, you know, and he is a moon in Gemini, so he's going to be great. You know, he's going to be great. So yeah, this is all I have for Johnny. I hope that you enjoy it, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.